Hello, I'm FS Fazekas, and welcome to FS Fazekas Presents Fun with Firearms. Just kidding, YouTube, it's FS Fazekas, paying a little homage here to The Big Bang Theory's Dr. Sheldon Cooper and his supposed YouTube series Fun with Flags. So I hope those of you out there get it. Anyway, today I've got a little different video for you. I'm talking about an accessory that I bought to help me make the videos. I posted a comment on the channel recently and said that there were some audio improvements that were coming, and I kind of wanted to share them with you. This is kind of a first test, as well as showing you what I got. I went with a digital wireless lavalier microphone, and of course normally we wouldn't set it up this way. We'd hide the wire and the battery pack and whatnot, the transmitter. However, in this case, to show you what I've got and how it's used, I thought I would show it exposed. Just wanted to let you know what I got. It was the Sony UWP D11 set. The 11 set is just an 1/8 inch stereo lavalier mic. The transmitter pack, I guess we'll just call it the transmitter. I keep thinking it has batteries in it, like a battery pack. So, and then the receiver, and I can't show you the receiver because it's over on the tripod hooked up to the camera. What I'll do is later on I'll take a still picture of the setup. Maybe I'll use that as the thumbnail for the video. However, very impressed. This is pro quality equipment. It's not hobbyist or consumer grade. It's pro quality. These transmitter and receiver have metal bodies. They're quite robust. I did want to point out, just so you know, if any of you are thinking of getting this, the kit does come in several varieties. There's the D11/14, /30, and /42. And what these really refer to are the frequency or channels that these operate on. And I just real quick want to run through these. The set that I purchased is actually the UWP-D11/14. That has the ability to transmit on UHF channels 14 through 25. I made up a little cheat sheet here, but I'm not sure how well you can read that. Anyway, the set that I got here at the top is the /14. It transmits on UHF channels 14 through 25. The frequency range is between 470 and 542 megahertz, and that gives you about 72 megahertz of bandwidth, which of all the different versions sold is the widest bandwidth. Why is that important? Well, having multiple sets running that would operate in the same channel range, more bandwidth would allow more of those sets to operate together. Then there's the D11/30. 30 being the first channel that it can transmit it, so UHF channels 30 to 36 and 38 to 41. I don't know why there's a gap in this range at channel 37, or what would be channel 37. The frequencies are 566 megahertz to 608 megahertz and 614 to 638 megahertz. Between the two ranges of frequencies, you get about 66 megahertz of bandwidth. And then, of course, lastly, there's the D11/42, which transmits on UHF channels 42 through 51. Frequencies are 638 to 698 megahertz, and that gives you a bandwidth of 60 megahertz. Now, why would you pick any of these options? I don't have a lot of good answers for you. One of the things is, I suppose if you lived in an area where there was a strong transmitter, you know, that transmitted in one of these bands, maybe you would choose a set that used a different frequency range. Another thing I was told, I got online and used an online chat with a company, I believe they're out of New York City, called B&H Photo, at bnhphoto.com, and I got on with their live chat, and they said, what we're recommending is that people buy the sets that operate below 600 megahertz. I said, okay, why? And they came back and said, well, there is the possibility that the FCC might start restricting the use of frequencies above 600 megahertz. So the /14, the D11/14, which is the set I'm wearing today, operates completely below 600 megahertz. The /30 operates, you know, between 566 and 608 and 614 to 638. So if these restrictions come into play, it might limit the frequency range that you can transmit in. And then, given the rumors that I'm hearing, I would stay away from the /42 set that transmits completely above 600 megahertz unless you need that. So I'm really excited about this, being able to get you good quality audio while I'm at the range, not having to worry so much about wind noise, not having to worry about my distance to the camera, because up till now I've really only been using the onboard mic on my Handycam. And nothing says get a new mic like the onboard microphone. So just to do a little test here, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave the camera running. I'm downstairs in the basement of my home, and I am going to go up 2 floors and then up to the attic. And I'm going to talk to you along the way and just see if there's any interference, any static in that. Sorry, I know it's going to be boring because the picture won't change, but I'll be up and down as quickly as possible. One of the things I did want to point out is if I do get into trouble, the button for power also mutes. So if as I'm wandering through the house there's anything you shouldn't hear, I can cut that off. And that's about it. Like I said, before I go on my walk, I just wanted to let you know that each of the units takes 2 AA batteries to operate, runs continuously, say 6 hours on a set of batteries. So that's not bad for a hobbyist like me who's going to be using them for 10 or 15 minutes at a time. Someone who's doing this professionally or someone who's making a lot more videos may want to invest in rechargeable. I would go nickel metal hydride, try that, and get rechargeable batteries. One nice thing is there is a USB port on here. I don't believe, I mean I just got this so I haven't had time to research, but I don't believe it's so much for data transfer, although I think it can be, but it's another alternate way to power the unit. So if you're out with a laptop and you're doing capture that way or some kind of editing there, you can use the USB cables to power this set. So I'm gonna sneeze. Woo. Okay, well let me go ahead and get going and we'll see what happens here. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to sneeze again. So I'm going to put you guys on pause and step off camera. What I was pointing at was this indicator over here that tells when I'm transmitting, when I'm receiving audio. And when it goes red, that means that I'm the way it's supposed to be working. Anyway, if this nose issue doesn't go away, I may end up using that mute button. Anyway, I'm gonna go walk because this is getting to be a long video and it was really meant to just be a short intro to the new audio equipment. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, I actually muted, that's the attic door. I muted the the microphone on the way up. Didn't mean to leave in the dark there, but I'm back. Okay, and up the stairs. I am now in my rather chilly attic, approximately 3 floors above where the camera is located and still recording the fact that I'm not there. So that's kind of interesting. And really, I just wanted to come up here and make sure that I had clear audio from down in the basement. And I figure if this test is passed, if this setup passes this test and you can hear me clearly where I am now, that anything I want to do outdoors at the range, anything I want to do indoors with close-up reviews of firearms, you should have great video, great audio on. And that's really the point. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and put the mic back on mute, head downstairs, and I'll see you when I get back to the basement. Okay, so I'm heading back down, and here we are back in the basement. Just walking around the back side of the video camera right now, and around to my workbench. Ta-da! I'm back. Okay, well that wasn't a bad little trip. You know, I have to review the film, the video, and make sure that you guys could actually hear me when I was up on the 3rd floor, but I'm hoping you could. I shot this video once and I wasn't real happy with the way it came out, so I'm pretty much assured that you can hear me on that 3rd floor when I'm up in the attic. So let's just take a look. Again, just wanted to show you the UWP-D11 set. This is the D11/14. That is the specific model that I have. Seems to be a great solution for more professional sounding audio for these kinds of videos. Real excited to have it, and hoping now that, for instance, when I go out and do a first rounds video with a new firearm at a range, that I don't have to keep turning around and kind of yelling at the camera for you guys to hear what I'm saying. The other thing is in post-production, when I'm doing both the audio and video editing, I usually have to really boost the gain on the audio to make sure that you guys can hear me clearly. And as you know, the more you increase the gain, the more possibility there is for distortion or picking up sounds that I'd really rather have muted. So I'm hoping that having, you know, a microphone close to me with a windscreen, albeit a very small, you know, one, will be sufficient that when we go out into the field, you won't have to listen to, you know, the wind noise from the camera where the camera is located on its tripod. So far, in the very limited testing I've done, I'm really impressed with this. I would highly recommend this piece of equipment to anyone who's doing YouTube videos. My cat Tigger, one of our cats, has just come down and announced his presence. He does this on my conference calls sometimes too, so I hope he's not annoying you. Tiggy. Tiggy. Now, of course, now that I want him to say something and make his presence known, he's not going to. Tigger. Come on. Let me see if I can get him. I know, this isn't about firearms. This is about the cat. Hi, buddy. Okay. So here's Tiggy. Here's our big man. I think he's actually the old man of the house. Anyway, like I said, I just wanted to share this with you. I've got some new audio capabilities. I am really excited about getting to use them on some new firearms videos. You know, I've got the AR build series coming, and this box right here, if you know anything about firearms, has goodies in it. So there's yet more building of ARs and stuff coming. I'm really looking forward to sharing that stuff with you. Anyway, I think that covers it pretty well. Thanks for looking in on me.